Welcome to my next playthrough series. This time it's Star Wars Outer Rim with the Unfinished Business expansion. We are going to be playing this time as a bounty hunter against another bounty hunter. There is a bounty hunter AI deck, which I have got shuffled up here, ready to go. We'll be playing against Boba Fett, because he's supposed to be so good. We'll see if we can beat him. We'll be doing a long game as well, which means because we have the expansion, we have to get to 10 fame and complete all of our objectives. We will be playing through the Pirate Monarch, so we'll get into the details of that, up against Boba Fett. So let's first up, and of course the board is all set up, all the tokens are out, our starting locations were out on the board. We start at Ryloth. Boba Fett starts over here at Mon Calamari based on our random setup cards. How the game actually operates is we have a planning step, an action step, an encounter step. For us, the player, for the AI, they have a deck, and I put every one of the bounty hunters has its own specific card. So one of these cards is actually the Boba Fett card, which is specific to Boba Fett, and then the other 5 are generic bounty hunter AI cards. Alright, let's take a quick look at Boba Fett and what he's starting out with, and then we will look at ourselves. We're playing Bosk. Alright, so at a 50-foot level here, again, we're going to be playing the long game. He's going to get to 12 fame. If he gets to 12 fame before we get to 10 fame and complete our Pirate Monarch objectives, if he gets there first, he wins the game. Beats us. If we get 10 fame, 2 less, and complete our objectives for Pirate Monarch, we'll win the game. So basically, let's take a look at Boba Fett. And we ignore, I think, the text for AI. We just follow the AI card. So he has 3 ground combat, 4 health, same as us, Bosk. And his starting bounty, and that's why he's starting off at Mon Calamari, random card. So his starting Mon Calamari is Ponda Baba. So he is looking to find him and cash in on that bounty. He's got a starting ship, the G1A Starfighter. He starts with 6,000 credits. And that's about as much as we need to know about him. His starting ship is a speed of 5, combat of 3, and 4 health. And there's no flipping over of that card. Alright, let's take a closer look at Bosk, the character we'll be playing. Alright, also 50,000 feet. So, like I said, we're going to get to 10 fame. And we're going to complete, we'll take a look at this in a second. Alright, so if we look at Bosk for his setup, oh, and I should say, oh, I did forget one thing. I forgot one thing for Boba Fett. He should have +1 hot reputation. Yes, plus hot reputation. So I'm just going to do that off screen. We also have a +1 hot reputation, very similar. So our setup card 90, which we'll look at here in a second, and a positive hut reputation. So both Boba Fett and ourselves, I guess, work for the huts mostly. Our starting card, 90 card, was, we're starting at Ryloth, which I showed you up on the board. And we're looking for a Lobot and 2 attacks. So he should be relatively easy to take out if we can find him. He is a white contact. So there's white, green, yellow, and orange contacts on the board. The orange ones come with the expansion. They are only on planets. I don't think there's any orange contacts in the bounty deck. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at that later on. So basically, we have positive hot reputation neutral in Syndicate, Imperial, and Rebel. And we have gone over this. Our action is recover 2 damage from your character and 2 damage from your ship. That's really cool. And our personal goal, have at least 1 mod, 2 gear, and a combined cost of 15,000 to gain a fame and flip this card. Alright, let's take a look at the Pirate Monarch, our expansion stuff. Alright, so let's take a look at our ambition a little bit more closely. The Pirate Monarch. So setup, you start with 2,000 and any ship that costs 5,000. Remove the ship from the market deck, which I have done. So the ship that we're starting with is the Rogue Class Porax 38 Starfighter, because it's a 5,000 cost, and that's now removed from the game, so it won't show up. Alright, it says, you want the denizens of the Outer Rim to speak your name in hushed tones, to tremble in terror when the sensors detect your ship. You want to rule the hyperlanes with fear. Okay, so the ones with the dashes can be done at any time, and this is Basically, so we need to prowl the hyperlane, search, prey, encounter 2 nav point spaces, take down a big target, win a ship combat against an opponent with a 5 attack of a 5 attack or more. Wow. And make your ship infamous. Have a ship with a completed ship goal. So we'll take a look at our ship here in a minute and see what our completed ship goal is. And then the very final thing, we have to complete these 3 first before we can do the very fame one. Capture the space station to serve as a base to launch your pirate raids. Destination nav point space adjacent to both Catatonia and Ord Mantell. And then the final goal, you go there and resolve encounter card 62. So that's what we're trying to do for our ambition. Let's take a look now at our ship. Alright, so the ship we've chosen is the Rogue Class Porx 38 Starfighter. It has a speed of 6, an attack value of 4, a health of 4. This was one of the 5,000 ships. We start with our 2,000 credits. We have 1 spot here for a job or bounty. Since we're a bounty hunter, we have 3 spots, 2 on our character board. So we have 3 job or bounty slots. We also have cargo or mod. We don't have any crew slots though, so it's a small ship. We can't have a crew, but we can have lots of mods, gear, and bounties, because we're a bounty hunter. Our ship goal, win 2 ship combats to gain 1 fame and flip this card. Well, we need to do ship combats anyway, so as part of our pirate monarch ability, so it's all good. I think with that said, I think we got everything done with setup. We've looked at everything. Let's have a turn and see how things go. We start and then the AI goes after we do. And the one thing I haven't shown you is the top of each market deck. They were all shuffled up. There's 6 of them. And we'll look at that when we take a look at the market. So the first thing we do on our player turn, we're in the planning step. We get to choose one. We can move up to our ship's speed, and we have a speed of 6, or we can just gain 2,000 for doing odd jobs, or we can recover all damage from your character and ship required if you're defeated. Well, we don't have any damage or anything, so we're either going to move or just gain 2,000. So we are looking for this guy. We're looking for Lobot. We don't know where he is. He's a white contact. So we have to get somewhere the white contact. Now we could also just gain 2,000 credits to give us a total of 4, which might be more useful in the market deck phase when we do an action. So let me think about this and we'll decide what we want to do. Alright, I think we are going to take a move action. We have a speed of 6 because we do have a white contact here. We're looking for Lobot somewhere. So let's go ahead and do that. So we want to land on Naboo. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We've easily gotten to Naboo. And now we take a look at the next step. So now it's the action step of the game. Perform any or all, deliver cargo and bounties, well, we don't have any. A market action, if on a planet. So we can do a market action. So, and we can discard up to 2 cards from the top of the market deck. And you may buy the top card of the market deck, then resolve any patrol movements on the contact. And then after that, we will have an encounter step. So I think we are going to take a look at some more bounties. We have 2 more spots because of our ship for bounties. So let's take a look at the bounty deck and see if we want to find anything in there. Alright, so I've zoomed out quite a bit so that we can actually take a look at the bounty deck. So the top of the bounty deck, generally bounties don't cost you anything because you're hunting down criminals and such, and bringing them in. So Greedo is on the top of the deck, a 4 attack. We're a 3. Ooh, we can do this twice. So let's cycle the next one. What do we have here? Oh, we have Boshak. Okay, and that's 0. I think he's a good one. 6,000 and a fame. Deliver Boshak token to Nalhada. 8,000 and 2 fame. Ooh, yes. Yeah, we're going to take this. It costs us nothing, so that's going to now be our second bounty. And then the top card is going to be ship movement, if there's any. Token reveal and ship movement. Oh wow, there's lots of activity going on here. I got to remember what these symbols are supposed to mean. I'm not 100% sure. I think it just means it's this card on top. Oh yeah, so you know which card it is. So if on a so this is a 1 to 4 player game. So on a 1 player game, we get to reveal a token. So let's start by doing that. All right, so we're currently on Naboo, so we can reveal one of these tokens. Let's reveal the green one, because then as an interact, we can look at this and see if it's a bounty. I believe you're able to do that. During the encounter step, resolve an encounter, resolve a contact token. Okay, let's flip the green over and see what we've got. So we have an android. Whoops, this slippery little thing. We have an IGRM droid 15. So that was part of that card. We do have some movement now, so we have to take a look at the rest of the card. So basically the Imperials and the Syndicate are going to move 3 spaces towards us. So let's move those ships. And that's okay, because we need to do ship combat. So here's the Syndicate starter ship, 3 attack, 5,000 if we defeat it. So heading towards us, 1, 2, 3, it will get to the Ring of Krofreen, or 1, 2, yeah, it's going to definitely go 1, 2, and then all the way here. So it's made it here. Now we could go and counter it. Okay, and that was the Syndicate ship moving. We also now have the Imperial ship moving as well. And of course, it's right here. So this is the Imperial ship. It's going to do the same thing. So basically, the Imperial ship and the Syndicate ship are patrolling. Now, we're neutral with both of them. What that means is if you move into a space with them, you have to stop your movement. If you have a positive reputation with them, which we do at the huts, you can move past them. But because they're both in the same place, we'd have to stop if we get there. So there's really not much we can do. All right, that was looking after this card. So we've done everything on here. Back it goes to its respective spot. And now we are on to the encounter step. Okay, so we're sitting at Naboo. I think, so we could encounter Naboo. We could encounter the android here, or the robot if we want to. The droid, or I think we're going to encounter the white token, because we are looking for, well, we're looking for Boshek. He's green. This is not Boshek, obviously. We're looking for Lobot. Lobot is a white contact, so let's encounter this, and it is Dr. Evazan, number 9. All right, so we're going to grab 9, encounter card 9 out of this humongous deck, and we're going to encounter him. All right, so we encounter Dr. Evazan. It says, I don't like you either. So he was in the cantina at Mos Eisley. So test strength. If you fail, your character suffers 2 damage. Pass or fail, you can spend 2,000 to gain the crew below and discard his token. So we're not, we don't have any room for crew, so we just have to fight them. Now, because our character has strength, we need either a critical hit or a hit on either 2 dice to pass. So, and we get a critical hit, so we punch him out. We can now spend 2,000. We have no crew slot for him, so he's just going away. So I think we just leave the token out there. So yeah, I think we do. Alright, so his token just stays out there. He could be a bounty later on. So we know where he is now. So we've encountered him, we've punched him out, and he's not bothering us anymore. And we're not bothering to hire him for crew either. So that's the end of that. So that's the end of our turn. Up next is the AI turn. So up next is Boba Fett gets to go. Alright, so we have an AI deck, so we'll give this a shuffle, and then we're just going to follow along and see what Bounty Hunter Boba Fett does. Now, he's trying to get here, which is really close, because the Bounty Hunter will go to the closest location. So he's looking for white contacts. He's looking for Panda Boba, and his closest white contact is right there. So anyway, we'll just shuffle this a little bit more, and we'll pull an AI card. And we get an AA player turn. All right, planning step. Do the first that applies. If defeated, recover all damage. Well, first turn of the game, so that's not happening. Move toward a bounty target. Character, crew, or contact, or gain 2,000. So he's going to move towards a bounty contact. That's the first thing he's going to do. All right, so Boba Fett knows that on Lothal there is a white contact. It could be Panda Boba that he's looking for. His ship speed is 5, so he can get this just 1, 2. So he gets there, no problem. And then he's just going to, I believe he is now at the space. So he just Consult that AI card. Move toward the bounty. Okay, he's done its action step. Do all that apply? Buy a ship. Okay. Well, that's really strange. So that's the next thing in here. Buy a ship. Okay, I have to read through this. I don't know if he just flips that white token over immediately or not. Let me double check that. Alright, so let's take a little bit more closer look at this. So he's into the action step. Do all that apply. So buy a ship. So if unable and on a planet, discard the top of that market card deck and gain 4,000. So he's going to try to buy a ship. And he will cycle twice. So let's get out the ship deck. He currently has 6,000 credits. So we'll see what he can do. So 25,000. Obviously not going to do that one. Cycles once. 10,000. Not going to do that one. This is his last chance. 20,000. Oh, wow. So there's Millennium Falcon. So for 20,000. So he's unable to purchase a ship. Nice try, Boba Fett. If unable to, discard the top market card deck and gain 4,000. So this is the deck. So he's going to discard this and flip this up. And then he gains 4,000 credits. Nice. So he will basically be sitting now with a cool 10,000 credits. Ouch. Okay. And then we continue on into the encounter step. Do the first thing that applies. If a negative reputation matching a patrol. No, he's nowhere near patrol. Encounter a patrol in this space that has, there is no patrol in space, so not going to happen. Encounter a bounty target, character, crew, or contact in this space. So he's going to encounter a bounty contact because he is currently here. He's looking for a white, so he's looking for Ponda Baba. Is this Ponda Baba? It's Lobot! That's who we're looking for. Okay, so he will not then encounter that guy, because he's looking for Ponda Baba. I believe that's the end of the AI turn. Yeah, that's it. And if we get his specific card, then we shuffle the deck and go from there. Alright, we're going to zoom out and wrap up our episode for today. Alright, well, that's going to wrap up our episode for today. So we're two bounty hunters. We're on the hunt. We know where Lobot is. That is so cool. He's a long ways away, though. We're also looking for a Boshek, a green contact. So, and we don't have much money. And we have to do some ship combats. Oh, so many things to think about in this game. Alright, thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. Really appreciate it. This is Star Wars Outer Rim with Unfinished Business. We're bounty hunter versus bounty hunter. Is Boba Fett going to smoke us? Or are we going to be the pirate monarch of the Outer Rim? I guess we'll find out in future episodes. So thanks so much. Hope to see you tomorrow for the continuation. But of course, two corrections here at the end of the episode. I moved the Hutt ship over there. I should have been moving, of course, the Syndicate. So the Syndicate ship makes it over here. The other thing is, when Boba Fett encounters this guy, Lobot, who we are looking for, guess what happens? He gets him as a crew member. So now we have to hunt down Boba Fett because he has our bounty sitting there. So basically he does not have to do anything with regards to the card. He just actually gets him as a crew, and he has one crew spot. So Lobot is part of Boba Fett's crew. So now we have to get into Boba Fett's space so that we can try and get the bounty on the crew card. Okay, I think that fixes it. So thanks so much for watching along. See you tomorrow for the continuation.